Hello, Fiji War. Do I have a mic? Yeah, I have a mic. Have the feeling I need everything, right? We all need everything. Now, before we go on, note was written before edge. Yes, thank you very much. Plus might as well make a new class actually. For let's call that a graph object item. Don't like the word object here. Choose item. Nothing. Oh well. Yeah, might as well. Get rid of this one as well. Let's say we have graph item data, and then we have graph item. guess. Yes. Let me show you what I'm doing. Trying to recover from my upgrade. IA4. G8, well, I never use it anyway. The error reporting is brilliant again. Exit status 4. Now I know what went wrong. Don't think I can scroll up because this has been going on for 2 hours. 2 hours of scrolling. Well, I'm gonna run it again, see what happens. See, only these two failed apparently. Procmail out of date. I didn't use that. All of these are missing. Yeah, well, anyway, what went wrong here? I need to run, no, not that. Make package F, I guess. Check. Nope. Keeps failing. I don't get this. What is wrong? Okay, I upgraded everything, but the check is still failing. Maybe it is because, you know, now let's keep that one. Installing existing package. No. I really want me to delete this. Still fails. Why so fast? I don't know. Give up. A4, you know who Daniel is. I showed that before. I have to remember the game. Yeah, I know. Oh, it is strange. This is Daniel. Now you know who Daniel is. And of course now it is my computer. Okay, so I have no idea why. I keep getting those errors, but well. Yeah, that's from a game. Life is Strange 2. I think it's an awesome game. I guess if you have the money to do it, to play it, then you should not read up on it. Just buy it and start playing. No peeking in advance what it is about. At least not the story. Let's fix the compilers. Error type specifier is required for all declarations. What is it all about? Oh, I didn't rename that. So why didn't you say that? Same thing here apparently. Oh no, it doesn't exist. Okay, that's a good one. That's my new file, graph item. Guess that belongs to this one. It's no graph item and I should create data. Okay, so basically I don't have node.cxx at all anymore then. Because this is a template. A node is now graph item. On it's a template. I guess you have to repeat it there somewhere. I don't even know where. And then we do data. My guess would be here. Mail, that's something else. Now we get error. AI ref count is private. Why? This one? Public. Expected semicolon. Those are cute errors, you know, like expected a semicolon here. What does it mean? Well, it means that you've got to include a header. What? Seriously? Why did node work without a header? Without including node? It's so weird. And then still it fails. No matching constructor for initialization of edge. Let's run C tags quickly. Okay, I'm passing nodes to my edge. That makes sense, I think. Which is a graph item. Oops. Let me see. Okay, graph items. Data. What the hell? I think I'm still going to do the default constructor thing here. Totally. That means that data must be default constructible. Though that is edge must be default constructible, and lo and behold it is. But I also need to be able to set, of course, the initialize it then afterwards. Yeah, afterwards. Really, I didn't do anything. I just suddenly. Oh, never mind. I did. My finger missed the key. Okay, so what I want is that edge can be constructed from a node. Reference from node const reference to. And I might as well make that in line, I think. So we default construct a graph item, and then I'll initialize it. I guess I just set to set nodes from comma 2. Except that we just call ID here. And then we have here a set nodes. I don't think I want that to be public, or do I? No, why not? I can't think yet of a reason why not. Yeah, might as well be in line as well. It's not like it's a huge function. Do I need to know if an edge is directed? I think I do, but for some reason the whole graph is dictating that already. The graph itself. It seems kind of silly, but okay. No member named ID. Seriously, why not? Oh, because I'm not allowed to access it. So we pass a badge in order to be able to access it. Do I even have an ID? I have an ID here. It's a public thing of the graph graph itself. Graph item data. I need data. I need to access it to data actually. So I guess that graph and, well, why not node? Graph, node and edge are allowed to access it. I think batch works like that. Batch up to 4 types can be given access. So we can call data. And then we can call ID. Data requires the batch. Data. Nobody knows what node is. That's because we don't. Node and edge. Type def redefinition. We have different types. Oh, that did not work. It's not a class. So node equals here a graph item, and edge is derived from a graph item. And now we think about it, graph might as well be derived from a graph item. Isn't it very close to that? Like graph item. Let's check. So my graph item has a pointer to stuff. Yeah, no, I don't. My graph doesn't have that. So I need to give access to a graph and to something that is convertible to a graph item, but a random graph item. Wait, this doesn't make any sense. Or does it? So batch works as follows. Batch as a private constructor. So nobody can construct it except friends. So it has a few friends, and the friends are equal to the nth, well, 0, 1, 2, and third argument of whatever is passed here. So the way I did it like that I have no idea if that even compiles, but you're attempting to make, well, yeah, it would be, I guess, a graph item that is a friend. That's not going to work. No. No, that's not going to work. Yeah, well, in that case, let's see what exactly goes wrong, huh? Set nodes is undeclared. Set all sort data. Okay, we call data, then I get a reference to this thing, which is as the type of the template parameter. So I get an edge data, and edge data does have the set node, so that should work, provided that edge has access, and it does, to create a batch, I mean. So this is no problem, and I don't need to give a node a batch access actually, because yeah, it doesn't even call data. So this should compile already. This argument to member function set nodes has type const. CBP graph is edge data. Yeah, I need a const data then. What the hell? I have a const data. Okay, now I'm confused. What is the problem? Oh, set nodes is not const. Yeah, no, I'm an idiot. I need a non-const data because I want to call set nodes on it. No member named add edge. Yeah, so I have an add node somewhere, I think. Shoot. Yeah, add node. Add edge. Add const reference edge. Maybe I should have used search and replace. No, I didn't think. Let me think about it. Add edge, edge data, const reference at data is edge data. Looks good. Iterate a boolean pair, edges, try and place. The ID of edge data, comma, the edge. Yeah, looks good. It's like exactly the same as that, though. Is there not a possibility then to do that with like add item? But yeah, we only have 2 of them, so who cares? It still doesn't compile. Unknown type name edge data. Seriously? How can this compile no data and not edge? Is that because graph is including it? Graph is including node. So graph is including node and not edge. That would be weird, right? So let's include edge here. Gonna need it anyway for this. Yeah, it didn't print anything. Well, I think we added it, but then graph must also print it. Right, all node statements. I think that's the close the graph thing. Is my dot documentation. Output formats. Graphs. No. I think this was it, maybe. Another node, but with the back button. No. Ah, there we go. Yeah, of course. Statements. So a statement list exists of node statements and edge statements. Write all edge statements. The order doesn't actually matter. Sure, well. For auto edge pair edges do something. And then we get an edge, of course. We have an edge here. Edge. One edge coming up. Edge.second. That's why it's called a pair. But we need edge data. Const reference. Again, kind of code duplication, right? I don't like that. Keep typing the same thing over and over. Yeah, okay. Edge statement. I think I already had that, but not really. that is an oops. This statement looks like this. Ooh, output stream indentation. What's with the parentheses? I think it's either this or that. Edge statement. I need 2 node IDs. Oh, the RHS is whatever it is. Can add more of those. HOP. You can link to subgraphs. Well, hey, an ID is an ID. So the way I look at it, it is I need edge up and that's it. I want my arrow. Where's my edge up? Oh, they left it out. Oops. Seriously? There's no edge up divide. Nope. Control edge up. An edge up is directed graphs and in undirected graphs. Oh, well, if you say so. Might as well do that immediately then. And we need a node ID. I'm just going to do, I call it from and to, but you know, in the undirected edge, it's like the first and the second. Who cares? I keep calling it first. Sorry, I keep calling it from and to, I think. Let's call this from. Let's call it from ID even. And then we have the arrow, and then we get the edge data to ID. And then we have this. The from could be an ID of a subgraph. And then this is the edge up. And then we get again an ID. And then we could link even more nodes to it. But why would we? Because you generate this file anyway. And then we're done with the edge or HS, and then we can get an optional attribute list, which might be empty, so I might as well add it like the same way as there. Blip. So, pretty sure that should work. Except now I need a from ID and a to ID on my edge data. Accessors. can't do that. You can't do that. There's a space here. Why is there even the whole line there? Now I think about it. And still it doesn't compile. Undeclared identifier node data. Did you mean edge data? Yes, of course I did. Because I just copied it blindly. Edge data. Okay, so I linked 1 to 1 and 2 to 1, which is exactly what I did. Pretty sure about that. Let's add a label. Label E1. Label E2. Now I think about it, we don't have labels for N. And N2 also doesn't have a label. Let's add N2 here. Label 2 and N. Maybe I should use quotes around this. Quotes, because yeah, theoretically you can put quotes around any ID, I think. I mean, it's just ID equals ID. And an ID is defined as the following: any string, blah, 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 any double quoted string, possibly containing escaped quotes. Now, certainly for a label we need quotes, but everything else might as well be between quotes. So I think that for my attributes, I'm going to use double quotes for everything. In which case it is not an HTML string, I guess. Maybe separately allow to add that. I don't need numerics. I can put them between quotes. Wait a minute, it's HTML string. I think HTML string without quotes is just HTML string, but with quotes is also an HTML string. It's a bit fake, the way they describe it. Yeah, it says, you know, it's just a string. The lack of quotes in the first two forms is for simplicity. But what about the missing quotes in the fourth? Maybe you can use quotes, but if I read it here, that's actually not allowed. So that would mean that I need to treat HTML strings separately, differently. That's annoying. Anyway, that's printing the attribute list. Attribute list is an attribute list. Who would have thought that? Which is being printed here. Which is actually being printed as attributes, now I think about it. Yep. Like that. I don't think the key can be HTML strings, I don't believe that. I could put the key always between quotes. Or is that silly, or is it just safe? And for now, let's put the value between quotes as well, then we don't have HTML, alright? See how this works. Yeah, looks fine to me. Let's see how this looks. We process it with dot. How does it work? Output. Does that do an output? Graph.png. Inputs. Oh, I don't have an input. Okay, graph.dot. Graph.dot. The big view. Graph.png. Oh, yeah, oh, looks good. It's not that it is readable, but let's make that a fill color, shall we? Instead of color. Yellow is not very visible. Let's make it green here. Green. No green. Okay, so my edges are labeled E1 and E2. E1 goes from node 1 to node 1, which is level N. And E2 goes from 2 to 1. And my node 2 has... My node 2 should have had a label of N2. But it doesn't. How is that possible? Maybe we should look at the dot file instead. So yeah, from 2 to 1, label E1. 1 to 1, label E1. That's correct. I don't have a 2. I don't have node 2. I never added it, maybe? Well, the label got through, but the fill color did not get through. Oh wait, I have to set it to style is filled, I think. The shape went through, right? Yeah. I had a hexagon and a default ellipse. I think it's required to have style is filled before you can set a fill color. And I forgot to add the second node. That's why it just calls it 2. I want to be able to do everything in absolutely arbitrary order. So I'm trying that. Go to edit. Yay, now it works. So you have N and N2 and this one is filled. So yeah, cool. Yeah, A4. Sorry, man. I was too concentrated. Let me think. I had something, but I forgot it again. Right. Yeah, but it's not C++. Is that a bad thing? Did I wait too long? Yeah, well, only 2 minutes after you said. So I guess you're still here. Brax, yeah. If you could begin with looking into CMake, is that possible? Something with CMake, or is that totally not your interest? And I don't care if it's not your expertise. I mean, it's time to learn. Okay, then the problem is, so you go to this, let's get maintain a clean, if that even works. No rule maintain, okay, I didn't add that. Make clean then. So if I run configure, then in fact I run this. I go to my build directory. It's called an object directory, but I go into the build directory and then I run configure. No, I don't. Sorry, I have this set, of course. So it's doing this. It's doing this. Yeah, that is being set to. Oh, that is Ninja. Okay. So I do this. I remove the CMake cache, and then I run that. So I have CMake minus S and then the source directory minus B build directory, just like you. I set the log level to status. You don't have to do that. I set the build type to debug. I would advise you to do that. I'm using Ninja, but you don't have to. You could use just make. Define verbose makefiles to off. You don't have to do that. It just shows you the compilation then. You need this though. Pretty sure you need this. You don't want that to be on. Yeah, you do need this while configuring, okay? And then I made up my mind or changed my mind and I set the debug log level to debug instead of status. Also not very important. Or maybe you want this as well because, I don't know, it probably prints more stuff and that's never bad, right? Okay, so I'll run it like this. That would be my configuration, yes. Then the following thing happens. CWDS that needs boost? Okay, there's two things. You told me on Discord that you had to install Boost. And what was the other thing? Lip sparse. Now I can live with Boost, although it would be interesting to know what the heck is using Boost. But on the other hand, we are using Boost ourselves now, so yeah, welcome. Yeah, but the lip sparse is kind of strange, right? I mean, who's using sparse hash? Let's figure that out. Find dot type f grab execute grab minus hn. Maybe it's called like that. I don't know. That looked like utils. Okay. Okay, it's required. It's required. Why is it required? That is my question. My question to you is, could you make this not required? So if a sparse hash is not installed, then it should just set. Let's define something. Let's define a macro if it is not found. So, yeah, I guess. And then we just take out whatever is using it. I guess if we search for this, I should find it. What? That would be ridiculous. Next thing you tell me it's not using it. Spar. Really? Is it even required? I think ultrahash is using it. If anything, then it is ultrahash. Yes, I thought. Well, I have to leave as much as possible to you, right? Otherwise, doesn't make any sense. I want you to investigate if it is required, if it is necessary, by who, and then figure out a way to, just print like we couldn't find that, so this and that is disabled. Because utils is the one that is currently requiring it. It just exists of a lot of header files which are all independent. Almost all of them are independent, I think. So you could say, if I make a project which does not use quoted list or which does not use random number, then I don't need whatever that needs. So you could just not error out. If it is required by something that also has a .cxx file, for example, if ultrahash.cxx would use it, check. Doesn't look like it. But if that would be the case, then you would have to make it not compile that, of course. I don't want to see any errors. But it would be nice to somehow be able to detect it afterwards. Yeah, I'm not sure how I do that or how you do that. I think, well, it's CMake, it just sets. You can just make a public define, right? So you have target, compile features. What is the thing that sets? Yeah, compile, target compile definitions. No. If you, I would say add a macro here if it could not find something, and then projects can use that to complain themselves if they need it. Because this is public, you will get it automatically then as a compile time define. Yeah, so well, find out if it is used, and then of course you know where, and then if it is used, then make it work, make it compile anyway, even if you don't have it installed. But in that case, add a macro like I don't know, I don't know, utils no sparse. What is it called? Sparse hash. The utils to be a little bit namespace safe, and then the no to not have it defined if you do install it. And then if this is installed, everything should be skipped that needs it. And then this, of course, optional. Only add this when it's required, when you could not find it. Okay, cool. Because yeah, I just really did not like it that that you had to install the live sparse hash, because we definitely are not using that in this project. So it would be kind of really silly to demand that people have to install it. The same holds basically for libboost, although boost is yeah, I don't know. It's not as important because I think you can almost not get around it. Plus, I think that boost demand came from CWDS. Actually, yeah. Well, if you feel like it, you could do that for boost as well. Because this is something that you can just simply not include. And then in debug OStream operators, you can just not include this and not define the whatever is defined in here. If you don't have boost, I mean, yeah, then not. I mean, it's just OStream operators, so it would just require an if def or if not def, and then it will work without boost as well. I guess then you need specific boost. Well, you cannot include this, I guess. But I mean, boost exists of multiple, what is it called? Arg. So, Yeah, I think boost is harder. Because, you can also read it here. So utils, it's like it says here, utils also drags in boost, and CWS needs that. So it's gonna be a little bit harder to make things work without boost, I guess. I'm not. I don't think it's a high priority to make that work because I just think people should always have that installed. I mean, and not bitch, you know. Okay. I'll commit and push what I have so far. Added a lot of files. I did not add edge yet. Why is it even compiling then? I really don't get that. Oh, because I don't have edge.cxx. Ah, right, yeah. Currently also not node.cxx. It's a bit empty. I'm going to need that. Maybe not. Probably not. I don't know. I'll add it. I think I'll add it back when I need it. No? Okay. Well, gone. That's a new header file. Attribute as well. Let's put all the lonely headers at the bottom, I guess. Div. We should keep an eye on Discord, I suppose. All top. Hide it, yeah. The new files you don't see in the div. So I have to look at them separately just to make sure that there are no cursors in it. Or pornographic ASCII drawings before I commit them. Craft.dot should not be added. Yeah, an ID, but well. Right, so you can check that. Now, what are we missing? What's it called? Well, pure on the syntax. From the syntax point of view, we are missing subgraphs, I think. And maybe general things like graph level things. I don't know what this port stuff is. Port. What do you mean port? Oh, a node can have several ports. Ah, that's interesting. Definitely going to need that. Not even sure how that works. I guess the C here means center. So it goes to north, northeast, etc., or it wants to go to the center. Sits in the center. Yeah, I don't feel like using that. Now it's subgraph. Let me think. Well, I guess that's just the graph. A graph that has an ID, and therefore I can use it like any other ID. Aha. See, I knew something was wrong. So I have, yeah, that's code duplication, right? So I currently have add node and add edge, but there's no difference. It's just both have IDs. That's it. I think I just should use add and done, right? And then I can likewise add a graph, and then since the graph has a single ID, okay, an edge has two IDs. That's the difference, definitely. But a graph doesn't. And in principle, even an edge doesn't. I think the way the edge is. No, that's not true. Did I delete these things? No, cannot. Get. An edge does not have an ID. It just uses the ID of the nodes. There is no such thing as an edge. because it doesn't have an ID. Okay, that's annoying because I thought I added an ID to an edge. Very annoying, I would say. That's my ID. Could add a virtual function here. I was thinking about letting that virtual function return a standard vector of IDs. And then I would have a vector of just a single ID for each node. Which is which feels very inefficient. Although, never going to notice it, not even with 100,000 nodes. And in that case, the resulting graph is not viewable anyway. You create an issue, yeah, okay. I mean, I just pushed the stuff, but I already did, so. I guess you mean, oops, this repository, right? Or you mean utils, maybe? Due to the lag, possible lag between the video and the chat, I have no idea what you say yes or no. Issue is for utils? That would make most sense, I guess. It's all empty. Yeah. So the most important part is that I want to treat a node and a graph in the same way. But so a node is just a graph item. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that let me make this a class because it's slightly annoying that it isn't. It's very much like the edge, right? Edge is derived. Sorry, edge is derived from a graph item passing edge data, which in turn is derived from graph item data. Same constructor, except that nothing was added. And then we want to do the same for a graph. So my graph, I want my graph to be derived from a graph item. I guess a node already includes that, and edge as well. Right. Now let's create a second graph. Graph. I want that to be a normal graph. Not even sure if that's possible, but yeah, well, needs its own node, I suppose. Node 10 and 11. Well, almost 2.5 years. Casa. pretty empty. I didn't add any nodes. Right. Except that, why not just add it like a node? Is that bullshit or not? Just literally treat the graph like a node. Now that takes a node, but now node is derived from graph item. Oh, it's a template then. Yeah, node data is yeah, both graph data and node data are just graph item data. So really they are the same thing. If I would use using here. Or nothing at all for that matter. Or explicitly state that graph data is node data. So we don't have graph data. I want it to be node data. So now a graph and a node are both that. And then everything still works, right? I don't think so, no. Wait a minute. Graph item, oh my god, what? A node is derived from graph item node data. Oh, well, maybe it's gonna work. I guess it's going to work. Let's try this. Well, if only it compiles, it would work. So match constructor for initialization of graph is CPP graph is a node. Set here, request that here. Oh, because of that. Yeah. So nodes now must be graph is node data. Graph item node data objects. Mm-hmm. Nope. It did not work. Why not? Yeah, maybe it didn't. I just didn't add a label for the graph. That I should be able to do that now. So we have a graph, which is now, where's my graph? Second graph. T1. Just T1 now magically has a attribute list. Yep. But it still wasn't generated, was it? Nope. It's just listed as a node. We completely forgot that it was not a node, but a graph. So how should this have looked like? I think subgraph could be statementless, can be a subgraph, so we just add the subgraph here. Subgraph 9. Let's see. Subgraph ID. We need that and then a statement list. Yeah, so like that. And then we just don't have that. I mean, this is now simply this. Or I could put graph in front of it. Let's try that. Is that working, you think? Could be an attribute statement. And now I do graph attribute list, where the attribute list is including the things. So I can still print it like that. So I printed in this form. It has become a subgraph, but of course then I also need to add all the labels that I added. Yeah, well, 4, I guess, something like that. Label is in 10, 5. Label is in 11, and then 4 links to 5. Nobody linking to, that's a sad thing, so let's say choose linking to 9. No label, that's it, I guess. Something like that. Disappointing. This is my subgraph now, but and it's just linking to 9. Why is it not linking to the subgraph then? I call the subgraph 9. What the hell? Oh. You must specify it as a port. So I could link to 9 colon and then 4, say, if you want to link to 4. Nope, that didn't work. Port 4 unrecognized. Oh, it must be the label. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, well, no books. Hmm. So this does not work. But I do have... Oh no, I don't. Hmm. So this does not work then. I just have to list all of these things. What about, well, list them like that? Nope. Well, list them like this. Still nothing. What the hell is wrong here then? Should I remove the quotes? Nope. You cannot use 9 as the ID of a graph. Right. And still nothing. What the hell? The cluster is a required front of it. The cluster must be part of the name. Why? And the underscore. Yeah, just cluster. Must begin with cluster. Why? Right, so I do need a cluster because I am specifically interested, I think, in visual changes. So it must be subgraph cluster underscore and then whatever the ID is. And now, yeah, it gets gray. That's nice. And then I can go back to what I was trying before. Yeah, that still works. Good. I probably am going to put quotes around everything. Who cares? I suppose I could just leave the quotes away if the format is, you know, such that you can leave the quotes away. Specifically, maybe if the first character is, I should just check it. Okay, please write a C++ function that checks if a standard string is a oops. You just used is all num instead of this construct here with the difficult things. But I'll go with it. Might even be the same thing. Which requires CC type. Where did I add my quotes? I think in attribute. It's hardly valid, right? Simply is ID. I don't know. I don't know. It's whatever. A comment will have to do. Put the value always between quotes. Why not? Okay, what next? Doesn't look super sure to me, but well. Why the hell would it be using unsigned char here? Is that required by standard digits? Doubt it. I doubt it. It's an int. Ah, well, yeah. I guess it's the easiest way to avoid having to use this cost. Instead, convert the value to unsigned char first. Ah, exactly. Exactly. I'll give it a thumbs up for that one. Theoretically, I would have to escape all the quotes that are already in there. Is there not a way to turn a string into whatever? I think you can use escaped. Oh no, let's see. Guess we'll have to test it. So that's an escaped quote that we added. What happens if you use one quote but not a second quote? Okay, so it really wants you to have opening and closing quotes. I mean, I guess same thing for if you just want something in the middle, yeah. Can I escape a quote in the middle? Nope, apparently not, right? So you can only escape quotes if you put quotes around it. And then of course the question arises, can we put a backslash in the middle? Nope, cannot. Can I put two backslashes? Well, you should not be able to, no, you're not allowed to put any backslash in there. Backslashes are only allowed when you are quoting it, and even then you can escape a backslash. So I guess that a single backslash is just giving me N10. Yeah. Backslashes. So if the character is a double quote or a backslash, then you add a backslash in front of it and then add the thing itself. And that way our add double quotes will always be the beginning and the end quote. No text possible with weird names, as it were. You could theoretically, I don't know, a tag here is what is applicable, or what is the word? But yeah, you could provide a name theoretically, a label, and then destroy everything. Make your whole graph inside a label. Add an extra node inside your label. That would be funny. I guess you can still do that now. If I test here, if it has quotes. So if you put quote in the beginning and the end, then it just returned as is, which means the text is still possible, but it's not safe. I'll probably have to check that everything in between those two is not a quote or is only an escaped quote. Very annoying, isn't it? What if you encounter something that has quotes around it and also in the middle, like 3 quotes in a row? I guess then I should treat that as it has no quotes, and then just quote all of them. That is so nonsense. A backslash is allowed. So we see a quote, and I didn't see a backslash immediately before that. Then we have an unescaped quote. I guess there's no such thing as an unescaped backslash except at the end. Man, why is this so difficult? I hate this kind of thing. Not like that, right? So if the last character is a backslash, and then we are done. Then we have non-escaped characters. And now the last thing is a backslash. If we see as a backslash and we saw a backslash, then we didn't see a backslash. Okay, so how is that? If saw backslash is false and C equals backslash, then backslash must be true. Backslash is true and C is not a backslash. I can't do this. So backslash C equals backslash. False, 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 true, true, false, true, true. New, saw backslash. False. We did not see a backslash, and a new character is also not a backslash, then we did not see a backslash. If we did not see a backslash and now we have a backslash, then we just saw a backslash. If we just saw a backslash and C is not a backslash, then it just escapes this non-backslash and we did not see a backslash. Oops. Well, that would be 0. And if we just saw a backslash and C is also a backslash, then we escaped the backslash, so we did not see a backslash. Right, so backslash is only true when C is a backslash and backslash wasn't a backslash before. Makes sense. Right, no, I didn't use the quotes required yet. Quotes required is true, but we already have quotes. Then should do nothing. Well, actually, the whole quotes required thing is more like don't quote it when quotes required is false. Yeah, it's more like no quotes required. It's a better thing to use, I think. If it already has quotes, then we keep them. But if it turns out that it has non-escaped characters, now we definitely must do this, right? Definitely must do this. Hell, we even must do that if it doesn't have quotes. Ouch. Its size is... So what does it mean if we get here? That means that either it does not have a starting quote, or it does not have an ending quote, or it has quotes in the middle. Yeah, or a backslash something at the end. That's also possible. Maybe we should add that explicitly. oops. Print on attribute cvicm attribute cxx. Don't remember remove postfix. What? Remove prefix? No. Yeah, no way. No way. Remove suffix. Hey, Vulkan. Yeah, and the only reason I'm still going is because I thought you were here. You should have told me that you left. Then I would have sneaked out. No, did you write an issue? What did I do? I should stop because I don't know. I'm not sure anymore what I'm doing. No, you weren't. You were eating. What? Oh. Blasphemy. He had an issue to write and then he went eating. Yeah, well, we can work asynchronously, right? I mean, I can just stop streaming and then you continue working and then you'll post it in Discord and stuff. And then as soon as I see it, I will react and so on. That probably works more efficient than only working when we're both online. I didn't eat dinner yet. I did eat breakfast at 4 p.m. or something like that. So I think I'm gonna make some pea soup and watch a movie. I didn't go as expected. But it did remind me again what I was doing. Yeah, I was working on the cluster. Clearly, my function to print attributes is not working. It's only printing a single code. Horrible. Well, I have to fix that first. Yeah, result becomes quotes. And that will work. That's why all my views left. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so the G1 thing is not correct. Why is it printing G1? Because it doesn't know any better. No, because it thinks it's a node, or why? What happened? Right. Cut graph dot. It's just printing it from a node list. Yeah, okay. First print, I see it for me. Oh, not really, but something with first print all nodes. Yeah, the word first. I had the word first right, and the word node also. So this runs over all the graph items, which might or might not be nodes. That's what I mean. I think I need to decide if it is a node or not somehow. How can we do that? Virtual function? Virtual function or add it to the node data? Could add it to the node data. But even then, if I add it to the node data, then what? Wait, node data. I'm getting a node data. Yeah, I do still get node data. See, what's the other one thing then? Oh, this also, yeah, that's, yeah, okay. Nah, I really need to get back. I need to get back to the graph, right? So we have the graph here. The graph must do it. So we are going to need a virtual function, otherwise I can never go back from this base class to the graph. And if I have a virtual table anyway, I'm going to add a virtual function to test if it is a graph. Or I could just do a dynamic cast, of course. Maybe not. Yeah, I mean, why not, actually? Could cast it to a graph and then, you know. So we need a virtual function. Virtual graph item. The default will do. And now I can just do a dynamic cast. Why not? Let's dynamic cast this thing. Const reference. Where's my reference? Damn it. There. Graph is dynamic cast graph reference node. Is my node a graph? That's the question. It's not working. Let's make it a pointer. No, that is still the same thing though. No, not anymore. Did I override this or do I still have it? God, scroll 2. I have something, yeah. Label. It's not how I wanted to do it. So we can do graph and then the whole square bracket thing. I think. Where the whole square bracket thing is oh wait, the square brackets have to be printed here as well. So this is just, you know, the same thing as down below here. This attribute list. Yeah, and then we need all the nodes of the subgraph to be printed. Well, not just that, everything, which is basically this whole thing without this header. To iteratively, we have to do this. Probably should go to a different function then, right? Write everything except the surrounding braces stuff. Let's call that write nodes and edges. 2-ish, so I could do here graph dot write nodes and edges 2. We're going to be serious with nested subgraphs and indentation. Or shall I just assume an indentation of 2 spaces inside this thing? I guess we can do that. It's totally recursive already though. Yep, let's add an indentation. Oh, that's really horrible. Did I just do that? No, 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 no. Wait. Not there. I need a new function, so let's. This goes up here, and then here we call the same thing. Which is then graph yep, like that. And then I want do I want an indentation? I guess I do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Indentation. Indentation. Yeah. And then I can do here indentation becomes, no, that wouldn't be nice. Wait, just print here 2 spaces, I guess. Adding indentation, passing indentation to that function. Sparrow, you wanna help? No pay. No dinner. Usually, you just have to keep working. Talking about dinner, I have 25 minutes left until I have to go to bed, basically, or yeah, and I still have to eat. But this A4 man, he is so what's the word? Driving a hard bargain, or I don't know what the word is. Slave driver? No, that's not a good word. Tough, maybe it's the word tough. I just want to see this working, and then I'm going to eat. What the hell? What happens? Undo, 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 undo. Okay. Redo. It is possible. I couldn't find it, so that's why I said first check if it is being used at all. I guess we just officially added a string here. Yeah, I was planning to make this a default thing. Does that work? You do the pointer. Blah 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 pointer. Okay, that worked. And we run it. Yeah, there it is. And still G1. What the hell? That means that the dynamic cost didn't work. Guess it didn't. Why? I mean, I don't have a subgraph cluster in my graph. Dot file. See? So, yeah. This dynamic cost did not work. Why? Graph. Okay, graph. Node. So I have node. There's a graph item node data pointer, const pointer. And I'm casting it to a graph const pointer. This happens to be derived from graph item node data. Graph item node data. Well, I will let you guys look at small font all this time. Uh-oh, nobody said anything. Well, where are we? We are here. So I do next, and now we are there, and my G1 is a graph is graph item, graph is node data. object, all derived from, anyway, because that's the base class. And there's also a graph. It's a graph. It's derived from a graph item. Graph item, no data. So we do step. Now I am inside a function with this pointer. Who cares about this pointer? I care about the node that is being passed. Print node. This node is now that value, which is the same as this pointer here, right? Yep, totally. Let's highlight it. So now we have a pointer to the base class here. I'm just know I'm doing something stupid. This pointer isn't supposed to be used at all. It should not even be stored. I think I'm going to store that. And that's what should happen anyway. Yeah. Let's see if that is true. So the only thing I do is I get no data. And then I place back a node. Oh, I make a copy of the node. No. You gotta be kidding me. I do. I make a copy of the node. Goodbye graph. Yeah, that's bullshit. I think it's time to go eat, because this is, well, Ruben, it's such nonsense what I'm doing here that there is nothing to understand. You want me to explain? I can explain it, because I was just talking to myself, right? I didn't really explain it. Tell me, say, yeah, explain, and I'll explain. Because, yeah, people always run away when I start explaining things. So one moment I have 10 viewers, and then I start explaining things. It usually means I don't type, I'm just talking and explaining things, and then everyone runs away. It's better not to explain anything. So you have to tell me. Commit to staying here and going. Yeah, see, he's already gone. Not talking back. No, I see him in the chat. Is my mic off or something? Hey, Omnic. I was just about to leave and go eat. Okay, no explanation then. He's, I don't know where he is. Why do I have that continuously, Omnic? People say something and then they don't react whatsoever. Hey, Sparrow. Yeah, but Ruben said, I don't understand anything, and like 2 seconds after he said that, I start talking to him, and he isn't reacting. But I still see him in the chat. So he didn't leave. you have to cook. Gotta be more efficient, man. To combine showering and cooking. Can make a shower in the kitchen. It's probably easier than build a kitchen in the shower. See, I have to leave. Damn it. No. The problem is that... Well, I'll explain it to Sparrow because it's a nice guy. He's still here. Think which one is better to open. Probably the node. No, that doesn't explain anything. Yeah. So the idea is that I make nodes. The user is going to put nodes in a vector. A vector is when you add a new node or being reallocated. The node is being moved. Yet I want to have a graph that points to the node. So I cannot use pointers. Therefore, we need something that doesn't move. And then a story about the order in which you want to do stuff. Like create a graph first and then a node and then add it, or, you know, everything must work. And the only way I could figure out how to do that was by deriving node from graph item, which is just basically a node. And then have that exist of exclusively a smart pointer to the actual data. So now we can copy and move graph item, aka node, as often as we want. This is allocated on the heap, the data, and that's not moving. Therefore, the graph keeps a pointer to, yes, it should be in boost intrusive pointer as well, so to keep it alive. Well, you know, that uses it's a smart pointer. It uses a reference counter. And that is what we actually point to. Or are we? I think we are. So we go to the graph. The graph stores graph item node data objects. Okay, copies of. It's not a pointer. That then contains. Oops, here. That then contains a boost intrusive pointer. So indirectly, it's always boost intrusive pointers. And then I became super stupid because I wanted to treat my graph as a node. So what did I do? I derived my graph as well from graph item, just like my node. And then I thought, now it is a node. Well, actually that worked, but then I wanted to dynamic cast my node back to the graph. And that won't work, because what happens is that my node is completely empty. If I store this node in a graph, I just make a copy of it. You just saw that. It's like, yeah, this is my boost intrusive pointer, containing the boost intrusive pointer. I make a copy of this. I make a copy of the boost intrusive pointer. And after that, the only thing I have is what that pointer, boost intrusive pointer, points to, which is the node data object. Now my graph contains a shitload of information, which it shouldn't. I'll have to make this also empty, I think, so that nothing gets lost when I copy it. Which then means that we need a graph data stored here. But then I make a copy of a boost intrusive pointer pointing to, well, graph data, if that even would work. So I guess my node data and graph data need to share a base class instead of graph and node. And this whole thing must be empty. I'm getting tired of it. I'll do this tomorrow, I think. Yeah, it's a little late. I'm going to eat.